Chocolate rain.
I'm glad this is live and recording and everything else.
I love it. Chocolate rain. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Are you good?
I'm good.
All right, cool. Let's try it again. 3, 2. Welcome to the After Two Beers podcast. I'm Dutch Dalton, joined as always by Kimmy Gibbler.
That's me.
Gibbler, coming up on tonight's show, we're going to talk about our Wayne County history again.
Again?
Yeah, but this one's exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, this is even Wayne County can screw up public executions for everybody else in the state. We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we've got the new Gibbler brings some fun facts to the podcast.
That's right.
And then we got our news segments, which are always fun. But before we get to all of that, we can. I want to talk to you about the lottery. Somebody just.
Did you win?
No, I'm here, aren't I?
Damn it.
That's the big joke, right? If you won $1 billion, can
We would make
All right.
this podcast huge.
we start over? I got to move this mic. It's freaking me out, man. There, that's better. All right. I'm going to get beer. Need a beer?
Not yet.
All right, here we go. 3, 2. Welcome to the After Two Beers podcast. I'm Dutch Dalton, joined as always by Kimmy Gibbler.
That's me.
Gibbler, coming up on this episode of the After Two Beers podcast, we're going to talk about how even Wayne County can screw up public executions.
We can screw up at everything.
Right?
Anything.
Yeah. We had a really cool show last time where we talked about all the planes wrecking, and people seemed to dig it.
Right.
So I'm like, we got to do something again on Wayne County. And we've talked about this in the past, but we're going to go through and do the whole story.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go from killing to hanging and how we butchered it. No, that's a weird word to use, isn't it?
We butchered it after we hung it?
Yeah, well, you know.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Then we've also got your fun facts.
We've got my fun facts.
I'm excited for these.
I'm kind of excited too.
I dig these things. I really do. And then we got our news coming up, and this is the A to B news, not the news that's going on in the world. Like, have you kept up with the Deshaun Watson thing?
Not really.
Yeah, and that's
Not gonna lie.
what the NFL is counting on.
Yeah.
The guy got accused by 24 different women for sexual assault, and he only got suspended for 6 games.
Right. And like some of those like football players have been off for way more games than that.
Oh yeah, I mean, just ask Pete Rose
Just
if you
for-
bet on baseball.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right? And the other term, and I'm not making light of this situation at all, but this just proves that the NFL doesn't care about women, is I heard the term today, nonviolent sexual assault, because apparently that's not as bad.
It's just when you're like barely.
Well,
doing
it's kind of like just, I guess he was asking for a handy over and over and over and over or whatever he was doing. But regardless, that's going on in the news. We're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
That's my little bit on that. We don't talk about that kind of stuff on this show. There's no need for it. It brings us all down. What I do want to talk to you about is, and this is going to be a very interesting segue,
Okay.
but we don't do commercials on this show. The only commercials that we rarely do is we ask for our supporters, our listeners,
This is brought to you by beer.
beer. Yeah, that's about all we have. If you go to after2beers.com, you'll find a link to Patreon. If you click on that, it allows you to be a sponsor of the show, which we would
and
greatly
technically,
appreciate.
you're really like having a beer with us.
Yeah,
you're buying us a
exactly.
beer.
Absolutely. It's a way for you to throw a little tip jar money in there, and we greatly appreciate it. You can sponsor us for as little as like $1 a month. It's really cheap.
I mean, we're pretty cheap.
Well, when you drink rot gut beer, it doesn't take a whole lot of money.
Right.
Right? So that's an opportunity, and we want to make sure that we thank all of our Patreon sponsors. And while you're at the After Two Beers webpage, you can follow us on our social media pages and find some past episodes and whatnot. The reason I bring it up is whatnot.
What not?
Well, now that's one hell of a segue. And so I pulled you and JP and others onto this new app called Whatnot.
Yes.
And it's basically
Running my bank account.
is it really? It's so addictive.
Last night I was doing somebody else's breaks after your guys'
Isn't that funny?
ended.
So what it is it's an app that you can download onto your phone, or you can watch it on the web too. But it's just people doing live auctions, but there's all kinds of stuff on there. There's not just
All kinds of whatnot.
oh yeah, there's baseball cards, but there's Funko Pops. There's people selling like
Shoes.
T-shirts,
Yeah.
all kinds of cool shit on there. So, but we have After Two Beers collectibles on there. And so what I realized, it's basically like, I think every adult or a lot of adults go through these moments in life where they want to be an entrepreneur. They want to, it's like a lemonade stand for adults.
Right?
That's what Whatnot is for me. It's an opportunity for me to sell baseball cards.
Yeah, but the problem is, a lot of the stuff that you've collected, you don't really want to sell. You want to keep.
No. That might be the situation in your home.
It is the situation in my home.
Absolutely. But no, if you get a chance, check out Whatnot. You can follow After Two Beers on there. We also have After Two Beers collectibles on Facebook. And so you can follow us there as well. But the reason I bring it up is it's all about making money. We want to make some money.
Well, yeah.
And what was big in the news this week is someone hit the lottery for $1.4 billion.
You guys would see me, but a lot of people would never see me again.
Well, that's what I want to ask you. So when we first started doing this podcast, it's been years and years ago. Actually, this episode's not even available. I talked about guilty pleasures. And some of my guilty pleasure, I love.
That was one of my favorite shows that we did, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I still have it. I should release all those old episodes on Patreon.
Some of them.
Right? Yeah, they were pretty crazy back then. But some of the, I called them guilty pleasures. I don't know that they're so guilty, but I love fireworks. And I said, if I ever was rich, I would want every night when I lay down in bed for like a 5-minute fireworks show outside my window. And I feel like with $1 billion, I could make that happen.
Oh, I'm sure.
But the other thing I love clean sheet day.
Oh, yes.
You like clean sheet day?
I do it once to twice a week.
See, if I'm rich, I want it every day.
Every day.
And I want them stored in like a cedar chest, so you get that smell.
Oh, see, other than it's too crisp, but I love sheets that have been hanging on the line.
Yeah, well, there you go. You could have them hanging on a line in a giant cedar forest. That would be the best of both worlds.
I'm going to be on an island, okay?
On an island?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Now, anytime somebody says they're going to win, they'd be like, well, I'd give my family this, and no one would have to worry about college and blah, blah, blah. What is something off the wall that you would buy that you feel like as a billionaire, you wouldn't feel as weird about buying it?
I would probably be like a huge dog rescue place. Like it would just be a huge farm where all of these dogs are just running around.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
That
cool.
I've rescued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I would do?
What?
I would buy a towel warmer.
I don't think that you need to win the lottery for that. I've seen this on Amazon.
No,
okay?
I feel like if I have a towel warmer, people are like, why the hell do you have a towel warmer?
You know Johnny Wild has a towel warmer.
Does he really?
Yes, I asked him about it last time we were over there doing a break.
Oh, and I'd hang everything on it. But I just
Undies?
feel like with $1 billion, you'd be like, I got a towel warmer. People are like, yeah, that makes sense. But if I had it now, I'd be wanting to not iron. I just want to hang shirts on it and pants. And
Socks would be my biggest thing.
would you?
Oh yeah,
You need
I
a
love
sock
having.
warmer?
I love having warm socks.
Yeah. How about getting a new pair of slippers every day? Slippers are never as good as the very first time you wear them.
It's true.
What if you
Especially like the furry ones on the inside.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the
Yes.
fur starts getting
Right.
like
Matted
Foot
down
fight.
and yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think I'd want. Fireworks outside, clean sheet day, towels warm in the morning, and fresh slippers at night. And I
mean-
would donate the slippers because I'm not an asshole.
Right.
Do you think people would take my day-old slippers?
But do you know what's really strange? So like bringing up slippers,
Yeah.
I would never wear socks more than once.
Really? That would be
I
your
love
thing?
brand new socks.
Really?
It's ridiculous. It's weird, but I love brand new socks.
That's your favorite new garment?
Yeah.
Is socks?
Well, I mean, obviously, other garments, but
No, I'm serious.
But no, like if I could have new socks all the time, never have to rewear a pair of socks, it would be the best day ever.
Now, I'm glad you brought up new garments because that's the last thing I want, or excuse me, the next thing I wanted to talk about before we moved into your fun facts.
Okay.
And AJ and I today, we were pulling into the local milk house, which I think is just genius.
I love that place.
Yeah. So we have a lot of listeners. Actually, most of our listeners are outside of Wayne County. And here locally, we have these, there's 3 of them here in town, I think. Yeah, 3. And you can pull up in your car and get a soda or a milk.
Not just a soda.
Yeah, it's got the good ice.
It's got that good ice.
It's got
that
the good
pellet
ice. Yeah, there's something about that ice.
Man, it equally
Yeah.
cools off your beverage.
Yeah,
and
it's-
it's in a styrofoam cup, and I know
Yeah.
that that's not environmentally friendly, but it's going to keep that stuff cold.
Yeah. And it's also phenomenal for bourbon later, just as an FYI.
Well, yeah.
It's got that
You've already got the seasoned ice.
oh, it's so good. But you can also get a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread, and you never have to get out of your car. Or in your
Get
case,
smokes or
Yes.
bread
Cigarettes
or
are
ice
stupid
cream
expensive.
sandwich, whatever you want.
yeah, yeah. So
Other than
anyway,
beer.
yeah. So I don't know how many of the people that work at the milk house listen to this podcast. I'm going to guess it rhymes with 0. So I'm okay with saying this. But as we pull up today, there's typically a lot of younger ladies that work there. And the one thing that I've picked up on this generation, I don't know if it's this generation because it's people of all age, but women have really gotten into wearing yoga pants or just tight sweatpants or
When they
whatnot.
shouldn't.
Well, and this is what I wanted to ask you, and I know Kevin's going to love this segment. And, we talk about Benoit balls. So here comes. Do women consciously know they have a camel toe?
Oh, you would have, yes.
So are there people that just don't care?
Yes.
Is that weird for other women?
Yes.
It's really uncomfortable sometimes as a guy.
No, it's really uncomfortable as a woman because I'm like, oh God, why did I just catch that? Why did I just look at her crotchal region?
Well,
Why did I even notice that? But it's like, when you see it, it just draws your attention.
oh, they're everywhere. I mean, it's one of those things like, when you travel and you try to count license plates from different states. I dare the listeners of this podcast tomorrow, if you're listening to this tomorrow,
into
next
Walmart.
week, tomorrow, wherever you're
Walmart.
at in work, life, it doesn't matter. Count how many camel toes you see tomorrow. And then send us a message and just say camel toe equals 4 or whatever the number is.
Are we telling per day, per week? What are we
No,
doing here?
just what you saw in that day. I see them multiple a day.
Where are you hanging out?
I go to the milk house. You don't see them?
Not daily. No.
I used to work at a place that you work at currently, and women would wear yoga pants to work. And I think there has to be an understanding that if you're wearing said pants, the bottom of your shirt needs to cover your hoo-ha.
Yes.
Or as AJ and I learned on Family Feud, it's also called the daisy,
The woodsy.
the peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler?
Yes. Who doesn't love peach cobbler?
I'm never going to be able to eat peach cobbler again.
It makes the
thanks
a la
for
mode a
ruining
little
it.
different, right?
Oh,
Oh, I love it. All right, now here's my second thing that's going along with, whether or not you're going to wear new underwear or socks or whatnot. There's a growing trend of women that don't wear bras anymore.
I can't do it.
No?
Well, I mean, I'm of an age that these things are authentic.
I hear you because I'm going to tell you right now, if my shorts are baggy and I am going commando, I have to be very careful about the way I sit down. I swear to you, I wish I was
Sitting on your
joking.
own stuff.
Oh, it hurts so bad. Oh, and exactly. And here's the thing: as a dude, when you go through that situation, you know immediately which one it is. It's like, oh, I got righty.
As a dude, I think I'd probably be a little more worried about zipping up.
No. You know what?
Putting
You
the
don't.
Frank above the beans.
Shit, you only make that mistake once or twice. I've told on this podcast before one of the one of the things that I can pass along to future generations that I think people should really take note of, pass this along to your kids, is if you're ever going to go commando.
Don't get your shorts right out of the dryer.
Oh, it's so bad. Oh, you watch on movies where they brand a cow and you're like, man, that poor cow. Imagine that's your dong and the zipper comes out of the dryer about 400 degrees. And yeah.
So what you're saying is that you have been branded.
Oh, no, it heals. You got to put salve on it. And you're like, I'm not playing with it. I'm just medicating.
This is DoorDash across yours.
The weird part would be if it was those little bell buckle jeans or the buckle.
Like where it says Levi's.
Right. Just branded. Who's Levi? Weird time in prison. Oh,
God.
All right, Gibbler. That's so anyway, you're gonna go with the dog thing and I'm warming up towels.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, there we go. All right. Now, this is a segment that we've only done it once, one other time before, but it's already my favorite segment. Like, we can quit doing history and we can change the name of this podcast to Gibbler's Fun Facts.
Gibbler's Fun Facts.
Oh, you got to come up with it's yours.
I know. What am I going to do?
I don't know. You should come up with, we should put it out there. And this is one of the things I beg of the listeners. Yeah, and our listenings are growing, and we're trying to be a little bit more active this summer. Now, when we get into the fall and the winter, we're going to go back to weekly shows. So you're going to hear us 4 times a month.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. But in the summer, we're trying to do twice a month, and we took a couple weeks off just because I was on holiday, as they say in Europe.
On holiday.
On holiday. But we did these fun facts, and I loved it. And so I begged of you. You asked me, do I need to bring them? I said, please bring them back.
I mean, I can't promise that these are going to be real great because, I mean, it was kind of last minute,
Yeah.
but I got it.
Right. But again, I want to go back to what I was saying. I lost my train of thought, but I'm back on the train here. And that is the listeners. If you're listening to the show and we want feedback, I want to know how many camel toes you see in a day. Right? I want to know if there's certain history topics that you want us to cover. Now, obviously, we're doing kind of a focus on Wayne County here in the summer because our listens go down. But actually, we're doing pretty good this year, which I'm really happy about. Maybe it's the fact that we're in this really cool Circle East studio, thanks to our buddy Kevin.
And this is such a cool building.
Oh,
And
it's so nice to not hear dogs barking when you're recording.
that's right.
Oh, it's so nice. There's a restroom that's just for everybody with free condoms. This is the coolest building ever. It has a smell to it. It smells like a basement, even though it's not underground.
It just smells like an older building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've been in some old buildings, but this one smells like a basement. You know what I'm talking about? You agree?
Not really.
You don't think so?
No.
All right. When we go downstairs, when this is over, I'm going to ask you if it smells like a basement.
Okay.
And then you can tell me what maybe it smells like a cave. I don't know. Anyway. All right. I'm excited. I don't know if you guys are excited. AJ and Kevin are sitting in the studio. I'm sure they're excited.
So we went down the rabbit hole again. I think what you were wanting them to, wanting our listeners to do.
I just want feedback.
Help me name
Well, that too.
Kimmy's Fun Facts.
There you go. You're allowed to jump in and tell them what you want. Yeah.
Like, I need some help here.
Yeah, this is as much your deal as mine. Just do your thing, girl. All right. Let's go ahead and start.
Okay.
How many you got this week?
You know what? I've got as many as you'll let me do.
Oh,
I'm joking.
I've
I
got-
have a few.
we got 4 beers left in the cooler, so we're good to get. We got 4 beers worth.
All right.
All right.
So, I mean, I don't know if you're just as excited as I am about football coming back up because this has been like a long month of no good sports.
Well, there's a thing called baseball.
I know, but it's not been that great. I'm a Reds fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they suck.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, so most of these little facts I found on the old websites.
You mean you didn't go to the library?
No.
I'm kidding. Nobody goes to the library anymore.
Do you know when the last time was that you saw your library card?
I don't even know if I don't have a library card anymore.
Like, I was probably 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, facts.net or parade.com, a couple different sites that I found some of this stuff on. But anyway, so true story. A football fan once dedicated his obituary to insulting an NFL team.
What team?
True story. lifetime Cleveland Browns fan and season ticket holder, requested in his obituary for 6 Cleveland Browns pallbearers at his funeral. Why? So the Browns can let him down one last time.
Oh, my God. Imagine how, I bet that dude's rolling over in his grave now knowing that they hired a guy who's got 24 assault charges and they paid him $250 million.
Right?
You know, and not to grow, I'm sorry.
You're good.
This is good. This is how you know that the Cleveland Browns knew that this wasn't going to be a big deal. That they signed this guy even after all this was done for $250 million.
Like,
I bet you he has a towel warmer even.
I'm sure he's got a towel warmer. You're not able to go to that many spas in a
Oh,
year
man.
and not have a towel warmer.
So this guy, keep going, I'm sorry.
So no, he put it in his obituary for 6 of the NFL Cleveland Browns to come to his funeral so they can let him down one more time.
Wow. Did they go?
No. I mean, I didn't read into the story. These are just little fun facts.
He didn't know.
They're quickies.
It sounds like a dad joke even when you're dead.
I know, right?
Yeah. I'd have the Reds do the same thing, but they'd probably just trade me for a player to be named later. They're like, you can use him for fertilizer in your yard or something. All right. I like it. All right. What's the next one?
So the next one. So there is an official ruling for how many Tootsie Pop licks it takes to get to the center.
According to the owl, including the bite, it's 3.
Okay.
A 1.
But officially, it takes 364 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Well, at least according to engineering students' scientific endeavor at Purdue University here in Indiana,
Yeah.
who used a proprietary licking machine, also known as your ex-girlfriend. I'm joking.
Wow.
It's a joke, but
Right.
yeah.
Well, you know it's a joke because if it was a licking machine, nobody would break up with that. How many licks?
364 licks.
I'd be willing to bet that if you went to a woman and told her you could get it done faster than that, you could probably make that happen.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. 364 licks, huh?
364 licks to the center.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fun to know.
I know.
How many did you think it was?
I mean,
I would have guessed more.
at least 5 more.
What? 69? A guy's not going to make it for that many licks.
Get distracted.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to focus.
That's right. Okay. So, here's another fun fact.
All right.
Lobsters communicate with their bladders.
Really?
Lobsters have bladders on either sides of their heads and also like under their eyes.
Oh, okay.
So they communicate by urinating at each other.
Oh, my gosh.
If they want another lobster to know that they're happy or sad or angry or interested in a relationship, they say it with pee. Also, R. Kelly may be a lobster.
Was that written or did you do that
I
yourself?
did that myself.
Ah, that's nice.
And you're welcome.
That's funny to me.
Right?
I want to know, like, if like they ever get the signals messed up. Was he peeing because he wanted me or peeing because he wanted me to leave?
Right?
I got to get
Is
my
he
urine.
mad at me or does he want me to stay? I don't know. Should I stay or should I go?
We're doing karaoke tonight, and you can just whip your hoo-ha out there and just start peeing for fun, just to let know. Like, I want another beer. All right. Well, that's interesting to know.
Very interesting.
That's why the ocean's so salty too.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It's all the whale cum.
God.
Nothing. I thought AJ would appreciate that, but she's looking down.
She's looking down at us.
You know how you know you've been in a relationship for a long time is when you tell those jokes at the beginning, they'll give you the sympathy laugh or like, oh, that's funny, welcome. But you know, we've been at this now for almost 5 years, and it's like I get the head shakes. She can't hear me? Oh.
That's why.
Right. She'll be driving down the road and go, oh, welcome. That was hilarious.
Even after 5 years, it's hilarious.
I think it's. Did you think it was funny?
I thought it was
All right. That's all that matters to me.
All right.
Kevin, did you like the welcome joke? All right. There we go.
All right. So, did you know what Snoop Dogg's real name is?
Clarence.
Clarence Carter. No.
All right. Give up.
His real name is Cortazar Calvin Broadus Jr.
Yeah, I'd go by Snoop too.
Well, his nickname came from his mother, who thought he looked like Snoopy from the Peanuts.
Really?
Yeah.
Has she seen Snoopy on the Peanuts?
Peanuts.
Right?
Yeah. No, I guess it's because of his nose. I don't know.
Right?
But yeah.
Snoopy was mostly white. No, I'm not. It's not a race thing.
I'm like, I don't know. She thought that he looked like Snoopy from the Peanuts.
Oh, well, you know what? I will say I absolutely love that guy. I would say I have a man crush on Snoop Dogg. I love watching him narrate animal videos.
Oh my gosh, that's the best.
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever.
And you know one of my celebrity crushes, Andy Samberg.
Oh, okay.
And they do that Corona commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, where he drops his phone in the...
Snoop D-O-double-G.
Oh, I love Snoop Dogg. Yeah. You know, talk about a guy that can come out for one thing, you know, and be like a gangster rapper, and then completely just turn it... Like Ice Cube.
Yeah.
That guy went from NWA to making camping movies. You know?
Driving an RV.
That guy sang at a NASCAR race this year.
Did he really?
Yes. Would you have ever imagined Ice Cube singing at a NASCAR race?
Not never.
Oh, not never. Yeah.
Not never.
That's when you know the world is changing.
That's a good thing,
Women
though.
are not wearing underwear anymore.
Or bras.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. And Ice Cube is rapping at NASCAR events. Anyway. All right, keep going.
All right. Something else apparently people are trying out. So flowers like Viagra.
Really?
Here's a funny fact. If you put some Viagra in a vase, it will make flowers stand up straight for a week beyond when they would normally wilt.
Really?
According to one study conducted by Israeli and Australian researchers. Like, who tries this shit?
Right.
Like, I I don't know how they're like, I mean, those flowers, let's keep them a little bit longer. Let's drop a blue pill in there.
You know, actually, a blue pill. That could come in handy, though, for like sunflowers, you know, when they start to droop. You know?
Pop them right back up.
Oh, my God. I wonder if that would just spray it down there.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, if it worked on over 40 chesticles,
Just-
I mean, I'd spray some Viagra. I'd have
Would
blue
ya?
boobs.
You know, just get a couple of helium balloons and then...
It's not worth the trouble. It's not worth the trouble. I'll just keep wearing the bra.
Yeah, well, there you go.
All right.
All right, let's do another one.
One more.
One more.
One more.
What a letdown.
I know. So a snail can sleep for 3 years.
Really?
They can take like 3-year-long naps.
Wow. I know people that did that during COVID.
I know people that do that on a hangover day.
Oh, man.
No.
Speaking of which, I heard
3
JP had a
years.
rough one on Sunday.
Oh, it was bad.
When was the last time you had a real rough hangover?
It's been a little while. Probably not as long as it should have been, but yeah, it's been a while.
Man, I had one.
Where it's like you went to bed with the hangover
Oh no,
the next day.
if I really get sick, I will vomit so intensely, like intense.
You've broken blood vessels.
Yeah, I did it the last time. Like pop the blood vessels in my eyes. You can see the blood. Right? Like, I don't think that's supposed to happen.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, honestly, as much as
Shots.
it's called
Do
after
not mix shots.
Yeah. We call it after 2 beers and really we do drink beer. I don't want to lose the integrity of the show. This show is absolutely after 2 beers and a couple fireballs. Patrons maybe. It just depends. But no, that's the thing. Like as I've gotten older, I don't like hangovers mostly because I've got shit to do.
Right?
I only get 1 day off a week most of the time.
Exactly.
And it's hard for me to ruin it by sleeping on the couch all day.
Yeah.
And you got to pee, don't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you were doing the pee shuffle. Mm-mm. Yeah. That's how you know that you and I are good friends. is I can just look at you and watch your hips shake like Shakira. But
I got the ADHD. Sorry.
No, that's all right. So, but anyway, getting back to your fun fact here, I forget what it was about.
Snails.
Snails sleeping for 3 days.
3 years.
That's even longer.
Right? That was like a whole bottle of Rumplemint's, a whole bottle of Patron.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there one particular alcohol that sends you primarily into hangovers?
Rumplemint's, honestly.
Rumplemint's?
Yeah.
So good.
It's so good, but it's
So
like
bad.
it's like toxic scope.
Oh my God, it's not good for you at all.
No, definitely not.
No, when it comes out thick,
Yeah.
like it's syrupy. I'll tell you the one that used to get me the most, and I haven't like drank it in a long, long time. Every now and then I'll have one, but back in the day, I love Captain Morgan.
Morgan?
Oh, I love me some Captain Morgan. And I remember one time I was asked to be an usher in a wedding for my sister-in-law. And the night before, we had the rehearsal dinner, and it was open bar. And I tackled it like a kid that was just fresh let out of the house in high school.
It was like a free candy.
And I'm telling you right now, I probably went through, had to have been close to a fifth that night. And I'm not bragging about it because I hurt for days. But the next day, when we during the wedding, and Matt, when he listens to the show, he'll laugh about this because there's lots of things that Indianapolis has, but one of them is a profound amount of roundabouts. And I swear he was trying to get that car up on two wheels as we were going around these roundabouts, and I'm sicker than a dog. But the one thing I do remember was they had continental breakfast in the hotel, and I laid in that bed as long as I could lay in that bed and just felt miserable. And you're in a room full of dudes who have no sympathy for you whatsoever.
None.
No one was helping me out. So I make it downstairs to the breakfast, and they're putting everything away, and I managed to get a banana and a glass of orange juice.
The banana was probably what you needed.
Well, I ate them. I ate the banana, drank the orange juice. I managed to hold it down for a good 4 minutes and threw it up. And I remember thinking, that is the best tasting vomit of my life.
Tastes like a smoothie.
It tasted like an Orange Julius. Do you remember those at the mall? I guarantee you that shit came, I loved Orange Julius.
Yes.
That's what it tasted like. It tasted like, anyway. All right, Gibbler. Snails sleep for 3 years.
Snails sleep for 3 years.
And now people know why the ocean's salty.
That's right.
All right, Gilbert, we're going to take a quick pause, and we're going to come back with our A to B history, and we're going to talk about how even Wayne County in little old Indiana, little old Richmond, can screw up public hangings. Because otherwise they were fun.
Well, I mean, if it's like it is now, you can't even get to it. There's no like roads that you can even get to something anymore.
Oh, in Richmond?
Oh, man, it's terrible.
I thought you meant something else. I don't know what you meant.
Sorry.
All right, anyway. All right, we'll be right back with A to B history.
There we go.
All right, bye.